Hi and welcome to this special edition of UK Here We Grow. I'm with Ali Ball, who's one of our presenters from our Facebook group, and we're out in beautiful Spain. It is very, very windy up here. What sort of height are we at, Ali?
About 1,100 metres we are.
1,100 metres above sea level, so that's about 3,400 feet.
Yeah.
It's very hot and it's very dry and it's very, very windy. But I've come out this week to come and have a look at Ali's garden and have a chat with you, and thank you for having me.
No, you're welcome.
It's been really good. Well, I don't know if you guys are seeing it on the camera, but the view is absolutely stunning up here. And what are they sort of growing out here, Ali?
Almonds, main crop, and olives.
Almonds and olives?
Almonds and olives, yeah. This region anyway.
And it seems that wherever you go, wherever you drive, that's what the crop you see, and it's just everywhere. And they're harvesting at the moment, aren't they?
They are, yeah, out with their tractors.
Yeah, it's quite a cool little thing. If we can get a shot of one, we will do. But it basically reverses up to the tree, gives it a shake, and then all the almonds drop. But anyway, we're going to head off. We're going to go for a not a siesta, but maybe a cold beer, and then we're going to have a look at Ali's garden. Okay. Hi guys. Well, we've come up to Ali Ball's garden. And we're pretty much on the side of a mountain up here. And thanks for inviting us out to your house, Ali.
It's not a problem.
Absolutely stunning. I mean, what a view to wake up to every day. You must love it.
It's pretty beautiful, yeah. You get a bit complacent sometimes, but it is really lovely, really nice.
I just can imagine coming out every morning, having your breakfast out here. And,
yeah, it's beautiful.
And you get eagles and stuff coming off these mountains up the top.
We do, yeah, and we get the birds actually fly below the house as well.
What was the really colourful one that we saw yesterday? Was it
the bee-eaters?
Bee-eaters.
Bee-eaters, yeah. They come over from Africa every year.
Yeah.
But they're due to go back soon, so till next summer.
So there's quite a lot of wildlife and stuff. I'll show you in a minute, but I noticed there's a sign on the gate to the garden. It says "Beware of the scorpion." So hopefully you won't be coming across many of them. When
we found a couple last weekend hiding under the pots, but this side of the garden, not that side. So you have to be a bit careful picking up rocks and that in case there's anything hiding underneath. Yeah, definitely gloves all the time. All the time.
I've heard it's a bit like a bee sting, really.
It can get we get the big centipedes out here, and they sting as well, and they're just as bad as a scorpion, and I've been stung by one of them.
But that doesn't put you off though?
No.
So,
no, you just got to be wary of them, really.
Yeah.
A bit wary of them.
And how long have you actually lived out here now then?
14 years we've been here.
Wow, 14 years.
This November we've been here 14 years.
I can see why though. I mean, it is absolutely stunning, breathtaking. Like I say, we went up to the monastery yesterday and the views up there were incredible. But, what's the sort of biggest challenges for you? I mean, I heard your friend's Bart, where we're staying down just around the corner, water is very valuable. Very valuable.
I think we've just had the hottest summer on record this summer.
Temperatures getting to
40 degrees during the day, dropping to about 27 in the evenings. So UK day temperatures.
Yeah.
Of a night time for us, which is a bit tough sleeping in, but it's got a bit cooler now.
Tough on plants as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think if I didn't have my irrigation set up, I would have lost quite a few plants this year.
And you've put this in this year, the irrigation system. So all the other years it's been watering cans and up and down the hill and
bit of a challenge. So.
Absolutely. But I mean,
it's getting there now.
And what sort of plants do you really thrive out here? Is it taking you a while to work out?
The succulents mainly, because they don't take a lot of water. Ice plants, agaves, which grow like weeds out here. They're perfect for these conditions. So I'm sort of putting in plants and thinking, oh, okay, you might survive, you might not. But then some of our plants don't survive the cold winter.
Because it does get cold up here,
It does get cold. We have snow in Spain,
Yeah. I apologise as well, because it's sort of, there's two, from behind the camera, there's two very big hills. Or mountains, I think would be a better description. They're massive, and the wind is sort of funneling in, so you do sort of get that in the afternoon. That wind really picks up, doesn't it?
It does, and it's nice though. It's a nice relief. Relief.
And where are we? I mean, what's the name of the village that you live in?
Los Thricos is where I live.
Los Thricos.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. But this part is called Casa Grande, so somewhere back in the day in history, like long time ago. There was obviously a big house up here,
Right.
but we don't actually know where that big house was. But this little valley of ours is called Casa Grande.
And that would have been sort of like the lord of the manor, as it were.
Possibly,
and
yeah.
Probably renting out the farms and
Yep.
that sort of thing. So, yeah, I mean, and we're quite a way inland from here. But so on clear days, you reckon you can see the sea from here?
Yes, out that way you can see Portray out that way.
Wow.
But it's a bit misty out there today, not as clear as what it normally is.
I was surprised this morning actually when we woke up. It was just thick fog everywhere, right through the valley, and I was like, oh, wow, where did that come from? But I suppose a lot of plants, they need that moisture in the air, don't they?
Absolutely.
Because everything's covered in dew, and I think they probably absorb a lot of the plants absorb through their leaves.
Yeah, definitely.
And then hold on to it. So sort of adapted to that desert-like condition almost, isn't it? But
I mean, some mornings, sort of this time of year, it actually creeps through the valley and it looks like smoke coming
Really?
through. It's quite eerie and spooky, but also quite
beautiful
magical as well.
Beautiful as well, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
And then as quick as it arrived, it was gone.
Yep.
You know,
as soon as the sun
as soon as
burns
the
it
sun
off.
come in, it's just.
Yep, gone.
So yeah. But anyway, we're going to finish having our tea, and then we're going to get into the garden and have a little look around. Right, Ali. So we're at the top of your garden then.
We are. Yep.
I'm going to apologise in advance for the wind because, like I say, it is quite breezy up here, but we'll do our best and hopefully the sound will come out well.
Okay.
So this is like the far bit, but your ground actually goes on quite a bit further, doesn't it?
Yep. From that fir tree, it goes all the way up, and all the way round.
Wow.
All the way round.
And you're pretty much leaving that to be like a wild area?
Yeah, it's impossible. I mean, the soil here is just terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm just leaving all the wild stuff to.
And can you do anything to improve it, or you just sort of the plants just thrive in it anyway?
Up here, I probably won't. But when we go down to show you my beds, I'll probably be putting lots of manure and compost into them in the winter time.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get out your way so you can lead on.
Okay.
And then show us what you got growing.
Right. Well, along here, I've got a winter jasmine growing there.
This one here, yeah.
Yep. And then all along here.
And you say a winter jasmine, is that because it won't survive the winter? Normal jasmine wouldn't survive like the cold and the snow that you do get?
Yeah, it's not the scented jasmine. That wouldn't survive up here at all.
Okay.
Wouldn't survive up here at all. And then these are the Cape daisies or African daisies, but they're not in flower at the moment.
And when do they come in?
They come in about autumn time and they flower again in the spring as well.
All right.
And then we got
I was
Dahlias.
going to say, little buddleia there. And do the butterflies like that, like they do back home?
Love it, yeah. That's a cutting that I took.
Yeah.
Most of the buddleias are cuttings.
Uh-huh.
And then you've got a little Russian sage hiding around this bit. That's a cutting from a neighbour's garden.
Has it got a smell to it, a scent?
Don't know really. Yeah, it does smell like a sage.
Yeah?
Definitely, yeah.
Quite little leaf. I've noticed a lot of the plants have got very small leaves as well. I suppose that's...
I wonder if that probably helps with the survival of them.
I think it's probably to do with water retention,
Yeah.
so they're not evaporating too much water through their leaves. But, you know, you can sort of see why, because it is very arid up here, isn't it?
It is. I've got a silk tree here.
Silk tree?
Silk tree, yeah. We were worried it wasn't going to survive the winter.
Right.
But it's the summer that's given it a really hard time. As you can see, it's not
It's
got any leaves up here at all.
It's almost been cooked, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
But then again, the sun is quite fierce, and I suppose that wind as well dries a lot of stuff out, doesn't it?
In the summer, definitely.
I know my run of beans this year, they really suffered with wind and almost like they got burnt. But what's this here, this little thing? Do you know?
That is... Blimey, I can't think of the name of it. But it does go... wild alfalfa, that is.
Wild alfalfa?
Yeah, and the pigs. We haven't got pigs now, but the pigs used to love it. It just grows wild everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And that's got purple clover flowers on it, and the bees
They
love
like it,
that
do
as
they?
well, yeah.
And I noticed this one over here with the pink flowers.
That's another sage.
This one here?
This one, yep. That's another sage.
Is it? I thought that was
Well, salvia sage.
salvia, yeah. I mean, I've got one at home called Hot Lips,
Oh,
which
right.
is the
I've
white.
never actually identified what type that is.
Beautiful flowers though. But I've the one that I've got at home, it has the red petals at the bottom, but the flower is white, so it looks like a pair of lips.
Oh, right.
But you get that in the first flowering, and then the next flowering a bit later on in the season, they either come out all red like this or all white, but no lips. They're missing.
Oh, right. Okay.
So this over here, look at that purple thing. What's that?
That's Tradescanthia.
Let's
It's
go.
normally variegated.
Yeah.
But we've managed to get hold of a cutting of the purple one.
And it's got almost like the very strange on the end there, where it's just popping the flower out the end.
Call that Moses in a boat. Somebody said on the group.
Moses in a boat.
Moses in a boat.
And you got a little bug hotel.
I have. Yeah, that goes mad in the summer. It's quite quiet at the moment, though.
Yeah. Well, hopefully there's no scorpions in it. We'll leave that alone anyway. No, we won't mess about with that.
I've got a plumbago sitting against the wall there. That's only been put in this year, though.
Is this the one with the little purple flowers
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
And that's called a...
These are Datura seedlings here.
They're what?
Datura. Or Brugmansia.
Right, so is that a Spanish name for them, or is that their...
That is their Latin name, I
Because
suppose.
as you probably know, I don't know a lot about flowers. Veg
But
I'm alright with.
I must have just thrown a seed pod up there.
Yeah.
And since I put the irrigation in, it's sprouted. So I'll probably dig them out and repot them on.
And you've got some big old cactus up here as well.
Yep. That's the agaves.
Do you see them quite everywhere? But they're fierce looking things, aren't they?
Yeah, you have to be careful with the points on them. So
Sharp.
anything that, I've got a lot down the path here where I've chopped the points off
Yeah.
so that you don't scratch your legs or anything on them.
And you've got a plant here that you're not too sure.
I don't know what it's called.
So maybe the viewers might be able to help with
I
that.
don't know what it's called.
Looks like it's definitely in like the Daisy family, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. But I got tubers from a neighbour's garden.
All right, okay.
So they actually come in tubers. So you just dig them up and plant them. But this is their first year of flowering. But they're beautiful. Make a nice splash of yellow this time of year.
It's a bit like the artichoke, you know, because if you let that mature, you get that sort of yellow flower on the top, and they're all tubers, but they just spread like crazy. I don't particularly like them, but Tony does. But
I think this is a Rebes, flowering currant.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
That's a Rebes.
Yeah, it looks like it's got. Does it bear fruit at all, or?
It does do in the early summer.
Okay.
And it's got. They have a long, like spray of pink flowers.
Yeah.
And then they turn into currants. But I just leave the birds and the bees to have them. I don't harvest.
You don't
them or
harvest
anything.
from it, no. So
No.
this is pretty much is it like almost a wild garden up here then? This bit
It's-
wildflowers, or have you purposely?
Well, I will be planting some other seeds like poppies, echinacea, cosmos. I'm going to be starting them off from seed in the springtime.
It'd be interesting to see if those cosmos and poppy seeds that I've given
I'm
you
hoping
do
so.
something.
I'm hoping so. We've got a rogue hollyhock sitting here.
Oh yeah.
Rogue hollyhock, but that's sitting too near this rose here. That's
So what, you're going to move that, are you? Put it up the back
I don't
somewhere?
know if I'll move the rose actually, because that's not doing very well.
Right.
So I might leave the hollyhock there and move the rose, but we'll see.
Another buddleia here.
Yep, another cutting. I've got 4 buddleias sitting in that group.
Yep.
2 purple, 2 white.
Lovely.
So hopefully when they get a bit more.
And how long have they been in? Because I know buddleias at home, they just go mad and all this. I mean, but the harder you cut them back, they're seeing that, you know, they come back more vigorous the following year, don't they?
These
So
have been in a couple of years.
right.
So we've got one of the hover bees there on the.
Yeah, I was just going to see that. I wonder if I can get the camera on that before he takes off.
Probably a flybee on there.
He's got a big, yeah, it is
it's a little
a
flybee.
flyby with a red abdomen. We saw an amazing butterfly that came over where we were sat earlier on a minute ago, and I think it was a
Swallowtail.
Swallowtail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris said if it was yellow.
Yep. Gosinias, they do fantastic out here.
They
Really
look-
love it.
Yeah,
The more neglect you can give them, the better they are.
oh really?
Yep.
They look like they're sun worshippers. They're sort of going, bake me.
Yeah, they do love the sunshine.
Do they follow the sun as it goes round?
No, they
Like
don't.
some flowers do.
No,
some.
they don't.
Okay. All right. You got? Is that a strawberry over there?
No,
What is that?
Oh, blimey, I can't think what that is.
So
I can't think what that one's called now.
it's got little fruits on it though.
It's got little purple flowers.
Right.
The Spanish call it lavanda, which is the flag.
Uh-huh.
Because you can get different types from, but I can't for the name remember what that one's called.
Is this a grape over here in the back, or?
It is, yeah.
And what, is that? That's not hops, is it?
No, it's not. That's just a weed.
Right,
I don't know
okay.
what that is. I don't know what
Looks
that
a bit
is.
like hops from here that are dried out, but.
And then this one is locust tree.
Locust tree.
Locust tree, yeah.
Okay.
So that's doing okay.
And I've just noticed you've got this stunning rose. I'll just see if we can come in on that. That is amazing in this sunshine. It's sort of.
And that's produced more flowers since I put the irrigation in. It was struggling before that.
Yeah, it's looking very healthy. And this is quite a special rose to you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's planted from my dad.
In memory of your dad.
In memory of my dad, yeah. I did have one in memory of my mum, but unfortunately that one died, so I planted a yellow one further up the bank there for her.
Do you know the name of this particular
I
rose?
don't know. No, I don't.
It's a beautiful looking thing, and I just love the way the sun's coming through the back of the petals and sort of lighting it all up like that. It looks amazing. And you've got these blue. What's this blue thing over here then that you've? This sort
What, my pot?
Yeah.
That's actually made out of old clothes.
Really?
What you do, you tip the pot upside down,
Yeah.
you make a cement solution, you soak the cloth into it,
Yeah.
and you just literally drape it over the pot and leave it to dry, and then turn it around the other way, and it brings up this.
You've got another one just up over there as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, they put a big splash of colour, don't they?
Yeah, they're lovely.
And it's a really easy way of making a pot.
And recycling your clothes and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Incredible. That looks absolutely amazing. You've got purple ones as well down
I
here.
have, yeah. Purple.
Let's
I
see.
haven't got anything planted in them yet.
Right. Okay.
So, right down the end here, this is a belly button plant.
Belly button plant.
Belly button plant, but I need to obviously trim along here. Really easy to propagate.
Yeah.
You cut a bit.
And again,
Move
it's got
it.
it's got those thick leaves on there, isn't it?
Yeah,
So for
the bees, the honeybees love it.
yeah, I can see there's a few down the bottom there that are working away. And what do people have hives? I suppose you mentioned that someone local might have
Yeah.
hives.
Over by the houses over there, I think there's hives over there. We did have them either side of our house, which
Yeah.
was a bit scary because we used to get the swarms coming over the
And
house.
they're moving from one location to another.
to another, yeah.
Right.
But we asked them to be moved because it was getting scary.
Okay.
Getting
And
scary.
this one here looks a bit of a
This
that's
is a bird of paradise tree.
yeah.
Really, really easy to propagate from seed.
And you've got pods there as well that are just forming up
Yeah,
now.
yeah. You can, I don't know if you can.
Oh yeah.
You can just hear the seeds nearly ready in them.
Is this the one that Tony wants to get his hands on?
Yeah, so I'll be sending him a couple of pods of them.
Awesome.
Again, the ice plants.
Ice plants.
That thick,
Yep.
nice thick leaves. Bees and butterflies love that as well.
So you really have got like a garden that attracts a lot of the wildlife.
I like to have plants for the bees.
Yeah.
It has to be for the bees and the butterflies. Of
And
course,
what are these ones down here? These are quite
These
colourful
are
as well.
cake daisies as well, African daisies.
Oh, African daisies.
Yeah,
Oh.
just a different variety.
So you got like a almost violet, isn't it?
Yeah.
White and violet centre, and then you got like a pink one over the back there.
Yeah. Again, another buddleia. Can't go wrong with the buddleia.
You can't go wrong with the buddleia.
No.
I noticed you got this tree up here with all these sort of boxes and bits in it. What's
That's my bird feeder tree. I feed all the birds in the winter time there. I don't feed them in the summer,
Yeah.
feed them in the winter.
and what sort of food? Just like back at home, nuts,
Yep,
seeds,
yep,
maybe the odd
normal.
fat ball or something hanging
Yep.
up there. Wow, I bet that. What is it?
The odd couple of fat pigeons sitting on there.
Okay, cool. Right, well, I'm going to hop out your way.
Okay. Got some more Tradescanthia there.
That is really a nice plant. I mean, would this be something that people could maybe grow at home in a rock garden or something?
I don't know if it would survive the winter, so you'd probably have to bring it in. It's more of a conservatory plant, I would say, for the UK.
Okay. Well, that could look quite good in a conservatory, in a nice
A
sort of.
nice hanging
Yeah,
pot would be
yeah.
fantastic.
Again, I've got to apologise for the wind because it is picking up again. And you've got your little bench there.
Yeah, I love that bench.
My goodness, you've got a cave.
That's all the
Ali's
bad
got a
bits.
cave.
Yeah, behave or you'll end up
Yeah.
missing.
End up in the cave.
Geranium here. This is oh blimey, Agapanthus.
Agapanthus.
But it hasn't flowered this year because I moved it.
What, from the ground into a pot?
Into yeah, from the ground into a pot, and apparently if you move them,
Yep.
they don't flower.
So they're having a little protest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dahlias
Yeah.
growing here.
Do you ever lift your dahlias?
No,
or you
I
leave
don't.
them?
No, I just leave them in the soil. Mulch
Okay.
on top, absolutely fine.
Awesome.
Another African different one this time, yellow one.
Yeah.
This one's a pale purple when it comes into flower.
Right.
I've got a status growing here.
Yeah, that's an unusual looking thing, isn't it?
Yeah. That's 3 years old, this plant. It's supposed to be an annual.
Right. So
It just keeps coming
it keeps
and
coming
coming
back.
and coming.
And is that's another one over the back behind it there, is
Yeah,
it?
that's it. And I dry them in the winter time.
Right.
Make perfect for dried flowers.
Now we saw this. You saw this earlier, and I've forgotten already what you called it.
I call this a whirling butterfly.
A whirling butterfly.
Yeah, it's supposed to look like a little butterfly. And then when it's like going around in the wind like it is now.
Yeah, that wind's really picking up now, isn't it?
It is,
It's
yeah.
sort of, where are we now? Sort of 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's picking up. So
I've
I
got
apologise in advance.
All hollyhocks over the back there. Another bird of paradise tree.
Uh-huh.
I try and pick the plants that thrive here.
Yeah.
This is another one. Another like succulent.
This looks like it closes up at night, or
It
when it's
does.
cold, and then it just sort of
It does, yeah.
thrives on that sunshine.
Perfect for taking cuttings though. You literally pull a bit off,
Yeah.
stick it in the ground, and it just takes. It goes mad.
And you just got to keep an eye on where it's rambling
I
off
just keep
to.
an eye on it and move it, and
It is nice though, and I like the way the belly. What did you call it? The
belly button plant.
Belly
yeah.
button plant. How
Yeah.
it's sort of colonising that whole.
It is. It's not doing very well along that bank for some reason.
Okay.
Because
it sort of
it
died off
doesn't,
there a little
yeah,
bit,
it doesn't get any special treatment to that. So what I'll do is I'll cut some of that off and move it along that bank there to
Okay.
all come down.
Yeah. Wow. And what's this thing here? This has got another little flower coming on there.
I have
look.
no idea what this is, but the birds love it, and they make their nests with it in the springtime.
You know what it looks like? It looks a little bit like, you know, the old budgerigar millet.
Yeah.
That sort of,
It
and it
does.
looks like it's probably a good food source for birds, because
The birds love it.
yeah,
The birds seem to like it.
there's a lot of seed on there, isn't there?
Yeah.
And they're like almost like silvery flowers. Incredible. I don't know if you can see that, if it's picking it up. Hope so.
In these sort of conditions,
Yeah.
if a plant like this is thriving and the wildlife like it, we just leave it and chop it back, just keep it under control rather
Yeah.
than remove it.
Yeah. So
Because it's obviously a natural habitant here, so we just leave them.
it's got a home at Ali's house.
It has, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, okay. Right, Ali, so we're going to walk round to your veg plot, but I'm intrigued. What's this all about?
This is going to be a saltwater plunge pool.
Saltwater plunge pool.
Yep.
What, to cool off in the summer?
Yep, but it's going to have seating in it. It's not going to be for swimming, it's just going to be for sitting in and
cooling
like
off.
a bar pool, as my husband calls it.
A bar pool.
A bar pool,
Fantastic. I want one. Why salt water?
Because of the wasps. Keeps the wasps off the pool.
What, rather than chlorine?
Yeah.
And what, the chlorine
Attracts them, yeah, and you can't swim in your pool without getting stung. So a neighbour of ours has got a saltwater pool,
Yeah.
and he has no problems with it at all.
And I would imagine, obviously, the fact that you're not using chlorine or chemicals or anything like that. I mean,
Better for your skin.
because it's quite close to your seated area up
Yeah.
there as well, and well, yeah, I suppose good for your skin.
Better for your skin. You've not got all chemicals seeping in or anything. So
Wow. Okay, that looked like it took a bit of digging out of there.
yeah, I didn't do it. A friend of mine did it actually. But a lot of the soil from here
Yeah.
has gone onto my vegetable beds,
Okay.
which you'll see in a bit.
Let's go. Lead
Okay.
on. Do I spy another buddleia?
Yep, this that's a purple one this time though.
Yeah. Well, that's the one that I'm more familiar with. I've not really seen many white ones, but
And I've taken cuttings of this that are around the front of the house. Not
Yeah.
as big as this one, but this is the mother plant. This was the very first buddleia I had in the garden.
okay. And you've sort of propagated off of that and put
Yeah.
it where you want it.
Yeah.
And this one here,
This is Bella Noche.
Bella Noche.
Yeah, this is a weed. well, the Spanish class it as a weed.
Yeah. But it's
out
got
here.
a flower there, clearly. I mean, is that...
These come out of a night time. You get Belladilla
Yeah.
or Belladonna, which is the daytime one, and this one's Bella Noche, which comes out of a night time.
So that, I'm presuming, would be trying to attract sort of like nighttime moths?
Moths, yeah.
Things like that?
Yeah, definitely.
Incredible. So yeah, every plant has got a purpose, hasn't it?
It has. My dog's eating something she shouldn't be. Sky! Sky!
And this is was that a little... What's this one down here?
I don't know, I got that off of a neighbour. That produces red bell flowers.
Okay.
These have only been put in this year.
So this is a work in progress.
This is going to
sort of
be
bed.
my wildflower bed, this one here.
Okay. So
I've just
what,
finished building the wall.
possibly the poppies going in here and all that sort of thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. You can feel that heat getting up now, can't you? It's starting to get warm.
It is.
And you've got another little bug hotel.
I have, yep. Sky, come on.
She's got some lovely dogs, as Ali, as well. They're very friendly. Yeah.
I don't know if there'd be any little bugs like scorpion things.
Oh, watch out for scorpions.
Oh, I didn't
There's a
look
beetle there, I can see.
Yeah.
Or is that a spider?
No, that's a beetle, I think.
Right.
But we'll just leave that, I think.
Yeah,
that
we'll
where it
leave
is.
that be.
Yeah.
We don't want to be hop, skipping and jumping, avoiding scorpions.
No. These are
You got your little wheelbarrow
wheelbarrows.
planters.
Yeah, but they need some work this year. That's just I've got 3 time in there.
Are you going to paint those like you did the planter
Yeah, I
with
think
the
so.
with the? I think they'd look
Yeah.
really cool.
They would.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And what's this sort of shrub here? This tree?
I don't know, but it produces little white flowers in the springtime.
Yeah.
And when you come down here, it's just buzzing.
What, bees or?
Bees, yeah.
So that's an early nectar source then for the
For the bees, definitely, yeah.
You've got some little cherry tomatoes that
Yeah,
are pretty
they're-
much done now by the
they're-
looks of them.
they're really
Oh,
good.
and a little lonely chili there.
2 more Dahlias here.
Yeah.
2 more Dahlias down here. Somebody's been down there and ripped that.
Is that looks like some sort of manure?
That's pigeon manure there.
So it's going to be quite strong then.
It is, yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm letting that rot down.
Asparagus, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yeah, that's nearly finished now.
And how long's that bed been in?
This was our 3rd year this year, so we actually harvested from here.
So you let it have a couple of years to establish itself.
Yeah.
And
All of these were grown from seed.
Wow.
57 plants I got, and I ended up with 3 females. The rest were all males. And
Oh.
the males are the better croppers.
oh, okay.
So, and the females, I just let them go to seed, because obviously they'll be producing more plants.
hmm
When they drop.
Personally, it's the one vegetable I don't like. And I know everyone's going to go, "Are you mad?" But I don't know. There's just something about asparagus, the taste of it, that I just doesn't really appeal to me.
Me personally, I love it.
And we got the little pea beans that I gave
They
you the seeds.
they haven't done fantastic, but what I'm letting them do is just dry off,
Yeah,
collect the seeds for next year.
I think
And start
having
again.
seen, I mean, look at the size of that ant. They are massive.
There is bigger ones than that.
Oh, don't tell me that.
There is.
But I think probably because it's so exposed on this hillside, that again, I think being a bean, the wind might have had
Yeah,
something
I think so.
to play. And this looks very much like a chili and pepper garden.
It is.
Look at them. And I bet they love this sun and the temperatures and everything.
Well, this is the first year we've been able to grow the bell peppers,
Right?
because the Spanish like to grow the long green ones.
Yeah.
They haven't got a lot of flavour to them.
Okay.
So this is the first year we've been successful with them.
You roast your peppers?
Yep.
Yeah, because that can sort of sweeten them up, can't it, when
Yeah,
you're
they're
roasting
lovely.
them? And what sort of chili you got here?
Right, these are the cayennes.
Yeah.
These ones here, and these are jalapenos. These ones.
Yeah, I'm growing them ones. I grew them ones last year.
Yeah.
I've got these ones this year back
These
at home.
are lovely when they're green, stuffed with blue cheese.
Oh,
Put in the oven. Very nice.
stuffed
But
with blue cheese and then just bake them.
just roast them. They're lovely.
Not too hot.
No, they're not. They're nice.
You
But
got some-
these I'm collecting for sweet chili sauce,
Right, okay.
because we love sweet chili sauce. So
I'm assuming the recipe will be.
yeah, I'll post it.
It'll go. Yeah, excellent. And what's this up here? Is that a
That's my
sunflower?
sunflowers all finished.
So they're pretty much done now, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're all done. I've got the heads drying, and I think
So that's your seeds.
Our little admin friend Jim wants some of them, so I'm going to send him some of them this year.
Oh, okay.
So.
And you've got a rhubarb.
I've got a rhubarb. I haven't cropped it this year though.
No.
I haven't cropped it. So
And again, you're
maybe
going to probably put a bit of manure around it.
Yeah.
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 Because again, they like being treated a bit rough, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
And this is the main crop. I was like, I'm not mistaken.
These are almonds. Yeah. Sky, come on.
So.
To watch the dog doesn't disappear.
What,
Sky.
down the side of the hill.
Yeah. Sky, yeah.
What's this? And believe it or not, Ali's dogs love almonds.
They do. Sky, come here. Sky.
Hello.
Come here. Sit down. Sit down. There you go.
Do they eat the whole thing, or they just crunch it
No, she'll
up?
just crunch it and get the nut out of it. That'll keep her quiet.
Excellent. What we got here then?
Right, this bed I haven't really done a lot with it this year. These are hollyhocks that are growing in here.
Right.
And once they die down in the winter, I'm going to dig them up and move them into the main garden.
Don't you find that with hollyhocks though, I mean, a lot of people sort of worry about the seed, self-seeding, because they really do scatter seed everywhere, don't they?
They do, but these aren't the ones I've got in the garden.
Right.
These are a different variety, so I've just let them. And these, I have no idea what they are, but I just planted this, but it looks like I think
they're pretty much much cooked, I think, them ones.
This little bit of area here, I've got calendula seeds growing there.
Calendula?
Calendula, yeah.
Right, okay.
Like the pot marigolds.
Yeah.
And we let them flower, and then we make calendula cream out of them.
Calendula cream?
Yeah. For your face, for spots and stings, brilliant for stings. But what you do is you get a jam jar.
Yeah.
You stuff as many heads into it as you can.
Yeah.
Top it up with olive oil, and leave it in the sun for a month.
Wow.
And then drain the oil off, put it with beeswax.
Yeah.
And that's your cream.
Well, I think Tony might be able to supply you with beeswax. He's with his current 6 or 7 hives. I think he's going to. He's got quite an interesting project that I know you'll be talking about soon. And that, believe it or not, I think that is that a chive?
These are garlic chives.
Garlic chives.
Garlic
You've got
chives.
seed head on the top there as well.
A couple of seed heads.
You're going to try and save some of them?
Yeah, definitely. Move them about a bit.
No, that's either a squash or a pumpkin on the back there.
That's a pumpkin, but it's just all plant. No fruits.
All foliage and no...
No fruit. So I think that's a failure this year.
Okay.
And they've got aubergines. And there is actually some aubergines.
Oh yeah, look, there you go. Beautiful.
They'll be nearly ready soon.
And I couldn't get over that starter we had the other night, which was so simple, wasn't it? It was tempura batter and sliced aubergine, and that was it, just fried.
Beautiful, really nice.
Really, really nice. I've never had it like that before.
It's amazing. A couple more pepper plants we've got here.
Yeah.
And a row of parsnips that just found an old packet.
Yeah.
Stuck them in, and
they've grown.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're going to have parsnips, but I'm going to let mine go to frost first.
Yeah. Always better to do that because they sweeten up. But
yeah.
That's quite unusual, really, because parsnip seeds, you know, everyone swears that you really do need to have fresh seed every year for them, because otherwise they're not the best of germination.
I think it was a year out of date, so I just thought, I'll stick them in.
Sometimes that's the best way, though, isn't it? Just throw them in. They'll either grow or they won't.
But I'm also going to extend these beds this winter.
Yeah.
So they go into the mountain a bit, and I've got a bit more growing space for next year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's all work in progress, isn't it, really?
It is, yeah.
At Spanish speed.
Yeah.
All right.
And then down here, we've got the melons growing.
And I believe that one has got our name on it, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
For today?
For pudding.
We'll have that.
Today, definitely.
Fresh watermelon, straight off the plant.
Yep.
Wow. I must admit, if you suffered with vertigo, this is probably not the place to be living, because, you know, from where we're standing, it's just incredible. What a view! And you reckon it pretty much gets snow cover? That's a landslide over there, isn't it? Has that rock fall away?
That happened about 3 years before we moved here. A large lump of rock came down and actually blocked the road off.
Goodness
and
me!
They had to blast it so people could get in and out of the villages.
Wow! And I believe they've got a polytunnel over there.
They have. I'm well jealous of that. I want that up here. No, they've probably got tomatoes growing in there.
In fact, they've got 2. There's another one right there.
That one I do know has got tomatoes in it. There's also another one tucked away in the village there that you can't see.
Do you sort of share your produce with neighbours, or is it just everyone's pretty self-sufficient anyway?
Well, everyone's pretty self-sufficient. If I do get a glut, then I'll give the neighbours a shout.
I mean, I know when we was talking earlier, you said that there is quite a significant risk of being sort of cut off up here during the winter.
We have been. Third year we were here, we were stuck in a metre of snow for 10 days. No electric, no water, 10 days.
But you learned from that, and you're prepared now for anything.
Absolutely, yep.
So you got a lot of tin preserved stuff that you can get by on, yeah?
Yep, definitely.
Excellent. And then that's
my little house.
Your little house up there. And you're still working on that even now, aren't you? You got
yeah, we've got an extension going on the other side. We want to build a new bathroom and a new kitchen.
Right.
To accommodate the dogs. Got 2 big dogs besides Sky. I've got a German Shepherd Shadow as well.
It's the little one. The little one's the one you got.
The monster, yeah. Oh, and the little monster Bailey.
Yeah. He thinks he's bigger than the Alsatian.
He does, yeah.
All right, Ali. Well, what can I say? Thanks for bringing us out to your garden.
Welcome.
And it's just fabulous. I mean, in fact, everywhere around here, I love it. And I'll be coming back if I'm welcome.
Yes, definitely. Of course you are.
All right, okay. Well, that's it, folks. Hopefully you've enjoyed that tour of Ali's garden, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.